Okay, this is part 2 to the Escape the Fate interview. Okay, let's do this. Okay.
Our music videos that we have out right now. Just,
really, that you knew us?
Just for personal reasons, because we filmed both of them in one day, and I had a broken ankle, so I was in a cast.
Oh, cast.
And like, there's a lot of like my old fans that are like, man, I'm used to seeing you run around and hang from shit and jump up and down, and you're just like standing there in the video. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't move at all. Yeah. And I'm just like, great, 2 videos of me in a
cast. It was something. That's what he's doing. He's texting.
Yeah. So I'm just like, oh, this sucks. So I want to film the next one super ASAP, dude.
It's gonna be an all jogging video.
Yeah, that's what I told the director. I was like, next video, I'm gonna be running laps. That's the video, just me running laps.
Jumping on a trampoline.
Yeah, being proud that I have my foot back. But as far as the music and the record goes, I'm super proud of what we did with the record, because it's so different, to the point where even old fans and critics will be like, oh man, this new record sucks, it's so poppy, you don't even have any good songs. Well, I mean, I like The Flood and This War Is Ours and You Are So Beautiful, but the rest of it sucks. It's like, alright, so you like half of the record, right? Thanks, man. And then the other half of the record other people like, and they're like, I don't know, that song's a little too hard for me. Or that song's a little too poppy for me. But it's all Escape the Fate, which is the good thing.
When our EP came out, like, we had a lot of our harder songs on there. And then when our full length came out, we had a lot of the songs that were just like, if you listen to it, it's like a lot of just 4-chord progression, a lot of palm muting, a lot of simple standard, you know, pop punk type stuff, you know, with some darker chords and things underneath it or whatever. And in this album,
people
like,
were complaining about that.
Yeah,
transition.
It's like,
we wrote the songs at the same time, the EP and the album.
Yeah, we wrote both of this like before, like, you know, we wrote all that stuff like when we were just coming up or whatever, you know, the local band, and then, you know, a couple when we got signed. And then like the new album, like I think the new album is definitely more like has like it's like a bigger thing. Like we just wanted to like, all right, because we're not a metal band, we're not a hardcore band, we're not a pop band. Like we are Escape the Fate band. Like, you know what I mean? Like we are almost like you could almost call us pop metal or pop rock, you know, because we do a little bit of everything, and we just want to make it do everything we did before, just bigger and better. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't really care anymore, because any criticism is good criticism, so
yeah.
I just let the people talk, you know what I mean? Because that's another thing, like the whole screamy thing, like, oh man, Escape the Fate doesn't scream that much anymore. And then I actually sat back, listened to the old record and the new record, and there's what, 3 songs on the old record that have screaming in it?
Yeah, and listen to this.
And there's like 4 or 5 songs on this record, and I'm like,
wait,
there's more screaming in this record, what the hell are you talking about?
Even this album, we still do it like we did on the last one. We had like Save Friends and Alibis and Guillotine. And then this one, Guillotine 2, which still starts up shredding, and then Harder Than You Know, which is still 2 songs we're always going to be like doing just whatever we do.
Yeah.
But wasn't one of the first videos for Escape the Fate that Epitaph put out was it a live video? It was one of the ones I saw off of the first ones that had a tremendous amounts of hits on YouTube.
There's No Sympathy line?
Yeah, it may have been off of that. Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't live. I mean, it was obviously the song, and it was overdubbed to the live performance. But it had screaming in it, and so if that is what is perceived, if that is what is seen, and that is first impression, so the fans, the media, everybody are going to see that and go, Screamo band.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what the rest of the record sounds. If that's what they see, you're a Screamo band, especially, you know, for critics that need to categorize everything.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Everyone always gets called something like, no, we don't want to be called that. Listen to the other song. Like, just how it always is with every band.
Yeah.
I noticed. So before I forget about this, let's talk about the live show that you guys do, and about presenting. You know, you presenting a show as you said so well, Robert. What do you guys find are the rules of engagement for a band on the stage that are usually overlooked? You see other bands open up for you now. You guys are selling out this tour. You're doing great. This new record's already, you're like over 52,000 units, and it's only been a couple months with a really crappy economy.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So what are the rules of engagement for performance to like really bring it?
I think to really bring it, you have to have no rules. Just
Especially
no
nowadays.
rules of anything.
Yeah.
You just need to go up there and not give a shit about anything or anybody. Me personally, when I go up there, in between songs, I can't think of anything else to do, especially for this tour, since this is our first headlining tour. I just thank the crowd like every other song. I'm just like, once again, thank you so much for being here. Because, we're just all so grateful to still have the opportunity to be up on the stage. Yeah, Robert will be back and start the fucking song. Come on, quit talking. But, yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, me and Max always try to get the crowd into it, and we'll do little things on stage, and I'll punch Brian in the balls sometimes. I don't know,
that brings a show.
Yeah, I mean, some venues have so many rules, you know what I mean, that I just try to overlook that. I mean, my thing is I like to climb on shit and jump off from a spot where people would not expect me to be able to get to.
You almost reached your record last night or whatever.
Yeah.
That was pretty high.
That was pretty high last night.
Dude, I saw that. I didn't even know how.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
And then you'll be doing your next video with a leg cast on again.
Well, I mean, the thing is, with bands that want to have a good live show, it's like, it kind of sucks, because you have to wait until you get, like, the funding to get all the things you want. Like, if it was up to us, like, we'd have pyrotechnics, fucking laser shows, Brown would be flying over the crowd like Garth Brooks every night doing his solos, like, it'd be totally rad.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so
That'd be really great.
Here's to me what I find interesting and unique about our shows is, we argue a lot at times because, certain band members may have a little bit too many substances before they go on stage. and you know what? The thing is,
Debbie's, right?
Yeah.
When you say substance, let's just say drinks. I don't want to get any confused shit going on here, right? Drinks.
Right. Okay, drinks, Jaeger, if you will, or whiskey. But the thing about that though is, you know what? For a fan, maybe at the time, like, they see what might look like like, what is this guy doing? He's fucking obviously out of his mind. But you know what? And it's frustrating when you're back there trying to stay on time and all this stuff's going on. But then, you look at it later and you're like, that's fucking crazy. Like, how do we do that? And to a fan, it's like, dude, I just saw that guy just fucking wasted just now. And, it makes people talk. And show unique shows where we go up there and we're all playing and it sounds great, look great, eating everything. Then you have that special show.
And so every show that we do is unique, and there's always something exciting and new. And like when I go on stage every night, I don't know what the fuck to expect, and that's the best part of what we do.
Unexpected. Whatever the venue tells you not to do. So without dissing other bands, because it's not a really cool thing to be doing that anyway. I mean, it's something to do back on the bus. What are some things that you see a lot of bands that you guys have come very, very quickly, and you've been through a lot, not only as a band but individually. So what are some things that you see other bands performing that you go, you wish bands would stop doing?
I don't watch any bands really.
Like, if you were being a band manager, what would you say to other bands? Like, don't do that anymore. This is tired. It's done. It's
my thing. I just wish bands would just stop doing it. But I'm okay with it because it makes us look better. Stop having fucking short jean, fucking cut off shorts and fucking beards. It's stupid. But it makes us
Southern, bro.
But it makes us look alright.
So one thing I don't like about work too.
See, it's hard for me to personally answer that question, because I like everything. I find something about everything that I like for some reason. The one thing I do hate about live bands, though, that I see sometimes, is a guitarist that doesn't really know how to headbang with his guitar, so he just looks completely fucking awkward. And his whole body's bouncing, and he's trying to get into it, and he's not really doing it correctly. That's a big pet peeve of mine.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or they try to do that hardcore move where they pick the guitar up over their head and they hit themselves in the face with it or something. I'm like, come on, dude, go home and practice first.
Did you see his face though when you said that? He just goes, "Oh my god."
I
And you guys are doing Warped Tour again this summer?
Yeah.
Yes. So very briefly, for those bands that are like all these like, local bands and stuff like that, they're going to get on Ernie Ball's stage or Kevin's stage or whatever. Give me just a couple of rules of survival for Warped Tour.
Don't fucking
wear shorts and have a beard.
Have an iPhone. Yes.
No, just I think for new bands on small stages, because I did the whole Warped Tour 07 in a van, which is pretty fucking difficult.